keep it live, live, live. We gotta do it live, live, live. We gotta keep it live. Push everything you heard to the back and side. Turn your speakers up if you feel the vibe. We speaking out the box. Welcome to the tribe, and nothing is off limits cause the people need it. We gotta keep it. Come on, vibe with it. We gotta do it. Come on, vibe with it. We gotta keep it. Come on, vibe with it. We gotta do it live.
Out the box, out the box. Pastor Ray, I'm going ahead and take it this time.
Go ahead.
Pastor Jordan, Pastor Matt.
What's going on, brother?
Pastor Jackson in his
Transition.
En route.
Yes,
indeed.
Traveling grace that he has right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
We got a few things that's cracking. The Olympics was last week.
Today's the last day, right?
Yeah. That men's gold medal game yesterday.
My God.
Banging.
Steph
The
Curry
chef was cooking.
Steph,
Yeah.
Curry.
Cooking.
Yeah.
LeBron with the gray beard, bro.
Mm-hmm. Somebody mentioned that too yesterday.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay. He's coming out.
He
Letting it out.
He didn't take his kid over there.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought he did.
Did he take
Yeah,
the kid?
I thought I seen him there.
Okay.
him with the gray beard. It's a different level of
His
respect.
teammate.
Yeah. It's a different.
No, the kid, the beard kid.
I thought he
The
said the
guy
kid. I thought he
in
said the
it.
kid. I
Yeah,
got you.
you
I'm with you now. Yeah. I
Just
got
for
you.
men over
You
there.
say that,
You know?
that dark cocoa.
Yeah.
That darkest to brown.
That Beijing.
Right, the Beijing, the whole joint.
I got you. I'm with
He
you.
need to come on. He need to stay with that because he was still kind of hooping too. He had some. He had some moves that
Yeah,
that
He did. He
not
had some
show.
moments.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I loved it.
The what I didn't realize, I think me and Matt talked about this. I didn't realize how many black people was from other parts of the world.
Yeah.
that they don't really like
For sure.
push to the
Norway.
For sure.
Norway has some black people.
Yes.
Great Britain whole track team was black.
Black.
Yeah.
France.
Yeah.
I'm like, these
Yeah.
mothers walking up to the line. It's a relay. Everybody
Yeah.
black. I'm
Everybody.
like,
Yeah.
Sweden got black people. Is it really black people in Sweden like
Yeah.
that? But all them teams were so. I'm gonna sound extra Jim Crow if I be like, it was a lot of colors. It was a lot of color, man, throughout the whole Olympics. Like very few.
It was diverse. Well, diverse.
There we
Yeah.
go. There we go. It was very few teams. I mean, I don't even want to do that because that's gonna sound worse. But it was very few teams that looked just one way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was surprised at that. And when U.S. started losing, I just picked one of them. Like, yeah, come on, let's go.
Right.
Let's go. Let's go. They black too. Let's go.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Well, they realize, in certain sports, you need some melanin to win. You know, it just helps.
Who realized that?
These other countries that tend to lose, you know. But yeah, man, it helps. It definitely helps.
Like, we colonized, didn't we? I'm gonna get
Jimmy.
go get little dude now. All y'all going. But yeah, I was surprised at that.
Yeah.
And I was surprised by the 16-year-old kid that he ran. He ain't necessarily.
I missed that yesterday.
But he ran the. He did not run in the final.
Oh, he did?
He ran the semifinal.
See?
I think he's going to be a junior in high school.
Wow.
Youngest track and field athlete American
insane.
ever.
And he got gold.
Yes.
Wow.
And they were showing when he was running, they were showing his high school cheering for him. Like everybody else was like, oh, it's a watch party at
That's
such and such house at a
Yeah.
stadium. So it was his high school
That's what's up.
cheering for him
Wow.
running.
Yeah.
So that was dope.
Never doing another homework assignment.
No, sir.
Ever in
When he
life.
get back to school, boy, listen, y'all. Hey. But I do believe we got a pretty hefty topic today, which I'll introduce it and then we'll play some songs.
All right.
I just mentioned that when U.S. would start to lose in a race, I would just start voting or rooting for the other black person, even though they wasn't American. But also shout out to Terrence Stevenson because he posted this on Facebook during the Olympics, and what he said was that black people are only patriotic during the Olympics. And so I had to ponder this, and I think we're gonna unpack this just a taste.
We gotta keep it live, live, live. We gotta do it live, live, live. We gotta keep it live.
We brought up this notion that was prompted by Dr. Terrence Stevenson, which said black people is only patriotic during the Olympics. That was the notion. Care of Dr. Terrence. Any pushback that our listeners have for said comment, go find Dr. Terrence. And we're just doing the show today, all right? But is there any truth to that? Are we patriotic? How patriotic are we? I'm talking about us in the room. But is it any truth to the Olympics is the only thing that black people really cheer for America in doing?
That's tough.
It is, right? It is.
That's really the only thing that
But
America, it's really the only thing America is really represented in non-biasly abroad.
Okay.
And normally when you see us in the Olympic and like 75% of the sports that matter, the premier or poster athlete is African American.
Got you.
And so we side with what we know we contribute to.
Yeah.
If I ain't got a dog in that fight, I don't watch. What is it, the 10,000 meter freestyle with Kate Ledecky. Because she been winning it.
She did kill him, though.
She been winning it for like the past 37 years.
Yeah, she torched him.
She won coming out at birth, winning the freestyle. The long distance, ain't nobody gonna mess with her. So I'm not really cheering for Kate Ledecky, even though I didn't know who she was. She been on commercials all over my teeth. Like, who is this lady?
Yeah.
And she's known for basically swimming an ocean in front of everybody. So I have no dog in that fight. So what I'm a root for. Yeah, that's just that personally what I'm a root for.
Yeah.
And I'm not really patriotic about it. I'm not singing the Star Spangled Banner, every time we win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's not what's happening. What's actually happening is like, oh, they're my people.
Yeah.
And so when I would see them play the Star Spangled Banner,
None of us sang it.
but then that's what I would see. I would see some people. Now I won't even just say for the Star Spangled Banner, but for anybody's national anthem. Some people will be like mouthing the words with it, and then some people was like full on breaking down, crying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, I ain't never felt like that
Ever.
when the Star Spangled Banner got played.
No.
But
Like nothing.
ain't no country out there that got the history like we got, man.
Yeah.
True.
I'm
As a
Oh,
veteran,
yeah, the Army.
it's different for me because I serve.
Yeah.
Huh?
You got gold all over you.
Yeah.
It's the Lord.
Gold leaf.
Trinidad James over here. Gold all in his mouth. I see you, bro.
Trinidad James in 4 weeks. Yes, sir.
It's transformation.
Let me rewind to get back to what we were saying. But I serving in the military,
Thanks for your service.
and that's that. I like. I'm glad that you mentioned that because I get that, but then at the same time, I would get from my own people. Why would you do something like that, or something crazy like that, or something stupid like you would hear stuff like that? You know what I'm saying?
You still live here.
And so I guess I'm a little torn because I do understand sort of the reality of fighting for, I guess, putting a goal or setting a reason to why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
While I watched the Olympics, I did cheer for the U.S. It did change when we were losing. And then I would look and see who was left on the in the race, and I would go for certain people that I choose to go for.
You identify.
But I did always go for the U.S. first.
Right.
And it's crazy because I served in the military, and then ironically, my birthday falls on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, you were.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
So,
that was destiny.
So it's always wild because I would always hear like, it would always be some grumbling with my birthday, but then it was like, but it's my birthday. They're like, okay, we're gonna celebrate your birthday instead. We don't, but it was always that. So it was always like this awkward divide whenever it came to sharing when my birthday was with certain people. But then when I'll share it with another group of people, it was like, oh, that's awesome, that's cool,
That's
all
awesome.
that, you get
Awesome.
a whole, you get a whole different response to it. It's wild. It's crazy being like split like that and walking that line. And so, but so serving in the military, having my birthday, having all those things that are, I'm throwing an air quote up, patriotic or whatnot. I think I do have some sense in going to other countries, seeing that and having that experience. I'm like, man, you know what? I'd rather be here than anywhere else. So there is a love for the country. There's not a love for the things that the country does,
There you go.
or some of the things that it does. But I do have a love for this country, and I think that as a black man, I think one thing that we forget, even when it comes to military, police, or whatnot, that there are a lot of black men and women who do serve. I've had people in my family that have served in the military, that have served, that have been police officers, been federal agents, all that have done those things too, and yet they were still black. As far as they were black. Whenever they had come around, they were black, but they still did their job. Right. But there are other black men and black women that I've been friends with and family with who did forget at times, who they were. I think you can forget just who you are. Period. Whether you serve in the military or not, whether you're a police officer or not, you can just forget who you are. And I think that's who you should maintain. Because I served with a lot of people overseas, and man, we still maintained who we were.
Right. Let me ask you this: in your service to the country, did you have to, I guess, find a different reason? You know what I'm saying? Than whatever the, I guess, orders were. You know what I'm saying? Like if all right, our mission is this, but my mission ain't their mission. I'm over here on this,
right?
Because if I go off, quote unquote, if I go off what they sent me to do, I don't really.
Yeah, don't mean enough.
That's not enough. Or was that enough for you? Or did you have to come up like with your own reasoning, justification for going?
I think the war in Iraq was the reasoning behind it was confused to a lot of people, whether they went or didn't go.
Right.
And we still trying to figure that one out.
Okay.
So
okay.
So I think automatically, but I think just in life, period, especially as a black man, I've had to do that. Period.
Got you.
I think we all have had to figure out that reason into why, why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I think as a man, then as a black man, then just being like all those things, you got to find your reason into why you're doing what you're doing in life. Period. I don't think it's necessarily anything behind that. That's definitely something we could segue into, like a prayer. That's seeking the God's face to why have I been? Why did you stitch me, and why did you place me here? What is my purpose? What am I here for? And I think that now in Iraq, I wasn't asking that. I wasn't on that
when you there,
right? I wasn't on that because I didn't know that. But now that I'm older, more seasoned, And I would look back and say,
Yeah.
that's really where. So I'll look back and I'll pray like, all right, guys, so I get some flashbacks, like, all right, so maybe that's why, maybe this is why. But during the moment, I think we forget during that moment, God, why am I here? What is my purpose? What do you have?
Like he
Matt here
actually
for?
did send you to that space.
Yeah, I believe
too.
he sent me there, but I don't know if I fulfilled what he sent me there
Got
for
you.
because I'm still questioning it because
Got
I
you.
didn't pray about that. So that's
Got
what I'm
you.
saying. Throughout your seasons,
Yeah.
so even those that while we're here in this country, God, why did you place me in the United States of America? Why was I born here? What is my purpose? What is my value? What should I do so I can embrace it and enjoy it and love what I'm here for?
Yeah.
You know what's so funny about that? While you were talking, the first thing that comes into my mind is that us as black men, as a whole, bro, this is gonna ruffle some feathers. But us as black men, when we're born, we are on a mission to seek out purpose. Other cultures normally have an idea of what they're supposed to do.
I got you.
Us as black men, and I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, we are always born seeking purpose.
Got you.
And what does that mean? Like, we only find what we find when we align ourselves with purpose. So the way you said, had I prayed before I went over there, a lot of our actions that we do in life is trying to establish our purpose in life.
Yeah.
And in trying to establish our purpose in life, we go down so many roads just trying to find, just trying to find purpose. Yeah, come on.
But that pig is, if y'all remember when we did a show a little while ago, and I shared with y'all what the enemy is after. He's not after anything else but our identity. Because if he gets our identity, then you're going to fish around trying to do everything else.
Yeah.
That's when the sin comes in. I can care less about it. Like, he'll snatch, if he can snatch the idea of you knowing or you having an idea of who you are.
Right.
Because if you read in Genesis, who did God create Adam and Eve after?
Little buddy.
Who did he create them after?
The reason why you
And then the devil approaches Eve and he says you'll be like who exactly who he created, who you already are,
Conversation killer.
who you already are, and so it's just game.
Yeah.
And so if I get your identity, then I got you, because now you're gonna chase after every single, all that other sin and stuff is gonna pile up on you. You're gonna feel guilty. You ain't gonna come back to him because you're gonna feel so guilty like you can't come back.
We gotta keep it live, live, live. We gotta do it live, live, live. We gotta keep it live.
Yeah. So black patriotism is what we're discussing. And I don't feel as though I'm patriotic for America like that, right? Like, I don't gotta have a flag in my yard. I don't gotta have, American bumper stickers, stuff like that. I don't have to do any of that. But I don't want to live in another country though.
Don't you try
I don't want to go up to Canada for the free health care. I'm not trying to go to Mexico because it's whatever. I'm not trying to go back to Africa because they don't even look at us like we the same over there anyway. So there is a love that I have. I want to say not just for America, but I think for being black in America. I said this to Matt the other day. Black Americans have contributed more to the world culture. You know what I'm saying? Probably, I haven't researched it, but it's very high up there as to what trends, inventions, what thought process, things like that have been introduced to the world by black Americans. So it's a certain it's a certain pride I have, put it like that, in being black from America, because there's certain things the world would not have if
without us.
not for black Americans. So I got pride in that. I think I want to say I have less pride in quote unquote being American though. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that means something else, or the governmental structures and how the government does what it does, how the country does what it does. I'm not proud of that. Put it that way. I'm not proud of the way America historically has moved. But again, I wouldn't trade this place where I was born though. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to go nowhere else. I ain't trying to leave.
We the only people in the world still dying to try and prove a point.
Come on.
Like literally, and what we dying for is for a land that we can't even claim.
Right.
Yeah.
Like PLO and Israel, that's different. They fighting over.
Right.
We over here
that's
dying
stuff.
and we ain't got no claim to nothing. Yeah. So when we born searching for purpose, it's like, what do I have?
Right.
And if you get you a house with a picket fence and a wife that actually care about you, that ain't stepping out, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then it's like, I figured it out.
Right. Right. Now I got something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the grand calculus of the universe, that little speck of dust don't mean nothing to a world power.
Right.
And so now it's like, this is why our engagement with God is so different, because if you connect it to the true power, then all of that other stuff don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I'm patriotic to the point like, this is where I live. Yeah. If y'all from another place and y'all come up in here talking all that rah-rah,
don't do that.
Don't do that. Because
I live here.
I live here, and we got stuff that make noise too. So at that point, if
after 9/11, America, well, nobody coming over here.
Yeah.
And we was coming together. And so I think to a certain extent that there is some patriotism within the black culture. It's just we don't know how to identify what
I got
what
you.
that is.
I feel like that.
It's like it's something.
My blood made them stripes red. Like
I just think that I don't think we know how to identify it, nor and really put it out there. But I think there's something in there, because there's certain things about the culture, about America, about stuff that we do adopt. We may put some flavor on it and twist it up a little bit, but there are certain things that we've taken and made our own, and it's still American.
Right.
Right. I think it's also a level of fear that where can we go?
Right.
Because it's like,
we can't go now.
Number one, if you ain't got no money,
for one,
you don't have any value anywhere in this world. Like, I mean, if I'm sitting on, 60, 70 mil, I can go to Mexico.
Yeah.
And, make friends with, the leaders and live just as comfortably there as I do here or anywhere else in the world. But when you don't have access to certain things, you feel like, well, this is where I've been all my life. So even though they treat me bad, at least I got what I got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's an element of fear too. Because I don't know anybody personally that's super patriotic that's black. Yeah. That's like, really, really, about America like that. But it's just like, where else would I be able to go and live? Yeah. So we appreciate the opportunities that are afforded to us here, because you can really accomplish anything here if you have the work ethic and stuff like that and connections really. But I mean, when you don't have it, it's just like, where can I go?
But I think that's a part of that little piece right there. But you can the opportunities, the access, and so that's a part of what I think that's what I'm trying to say what we're trying to articulate and get out, and that is a form of
Like, you
patriotism.
can do something.
In that form, because in other areas you wouldn't be able to.
So
Right.
we think.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
so,
Right,
so
right,
you've
right.
been told, or
Yeah.
so you assume from what you see with
Right.
other people.
Exactly.
If you hopping on a boat and crossing through the water to get all the way over here, something got to be happening over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think there are some forms of
There is a value here.
yeah, there is some value, and so we're like, I'm gonna hold on, and I ain't going all the way over there yet.
Yeah.
you
Right,
know?
right.
And so I think that's what that is.
So both of my grandfathers and actually a lot of my uncles and stuff like that served in the military. But of course, that was my grandfathers. They were in the Korean War, I think. And so that was like the little Vietnam before the real Vietnam type stuff. So they didn't join the military because they was against what was happening in Korea.
Right.
They was like, oh, all I got to do is go over there for like 3 years,
Right.
and then I can
Right.
buy a house when I get back.
Right.
Yeah.
All of them did that, and all of them bought houses like within a mile of each other. All of them got 5 acres and a crib built.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the houses that my parents grew up in was military bought properties. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then I would say any of us that went after that, it was really it was like a stability type of thing. It wasn't necessarily I'm gonna go serve the country because I want to get, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sacrifice for it. It wasn't like it was more like I can be in a better position if I go do this and then come back and then I'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? It was
Went to the Marines.
it was really like that.
Yeah.
But to something that Matt said, as that there is a value that we do have for being in America. That there is that. But again, I think since it's so many other like knocks against, it's so many other things that I'm gonna put in air quotes America has done. Is you like I can't even get to
it's hard to
why
get
I
to
actually
that.
like this because you know you know what I'm saying did all this over here. So I do, like you're saying, it is some value here to me. That's why we haven't left yet.
And I think serving, you kind of get a little bit more value.
Yeah.
You build those relationships. You go overseas. You build relationships with and a brotherhood with a group of people where it becomes that you know just naturally just kind of forms into that. And so I can see where a lot of people that serve, because I see a lot of people. I'm not. And nothing against it. I just never have done it, like hanging any flags or anything up in my house. I just never been on that. But and nothing. Not that I wouldn't. I just never have. But I could see why a lot of brothers who do serve come back and they do hang it up. Yeah. Because of what their experience and whatnot. You know? I don't have I got shirts with flags and stuff. I just ain't never hung one up in my house. Yeah. But yeah, I could see why they do for that.
Flag on my passport card. That's what I do.
There you go.
But let's segue to something else.
There you go.
Do that.
Because we talked about a few months ago on agreement, the power of agreement. We talked about the ox.
Jeez.
And when we were talking about that, we mentioned about the relay race
And
about passing the baton.
I see what
and
you
the importance of that.
I see what
and the mistakes that happen when you don't train properly,
I see what you did. there.
communicate properly,
So that happened with Jamaica.
and things happen. And we talked about being disqualified.
We did.
That's what happened in Jamaica. It was prophetic.
Man,
Did.
but it was America.
Yep.
You see the
I didn't
Americans.
pay attention
see
to that.
that.
I saw
So
women
I think we
yesterday.
should. I think I should play y'all a clip,
Play me the clip.
and then we're gonna play some music.
Roll the
Yes.
clip.
We're gonna play a clip for y'all, and then we're gonna talk about how we dropped the ball or dropped the baton,
You
literally.
talking about the 4-ball?
We gotta keep it live. We gotta do it live. We gotta keep it live.
Shout out to ChatGPT for the written text messages.
I say it's a lifesaver, ChatGPT.
They know how to talk the talk, bro.
Man, they been writing books for people.
Man, everybody got a book now, bro. Everybody got a book now.
Everybody.
When I say everybody got a book, like
Everybody.
They ruined the game.
Wrote a book in
AI.
a week.
everybody got a book.
Common told y'all with AI,
Man,
you can.
You can do anything.
He told y'all that 3 years ago.
man, it's over with now, man.
You know AI use H2O
Yeah.
to cool it off.
See,
So the same source that you need to survive, it needs to survive too.
We just talking about water.
we know we're not gonna. We don't have time.
We're not gonna talk
No,
about
sir.
it. We're not gonna talk about it.
But
Okay, it's getting dangerous.
this, yeah, we gotta get away from that.
Yeah.
The baton
Interesting.
exchange.
Let's get back.
Um,
Let's get back.
It that most notably, the U.S. was at the 4x4. Or was at the 4x1 that they. The U.S. relay mixed up their baton exchange and ended up being disqualified in that particular race. I think it was the 100 because it was Kung Fu Kenny.
4x4.
Okay, so
Kung
they
Fu Kenny.
they ended up running out of the exchange zone. Ended up being disqualified.
Right.
But something Brother Matt said during the break was that their Kenny, I'm gonna just call him Kenny because we cool like that.
Okay.
Kenny, one, took off too fast, and he took off without the baton. So how can we, I guess, bring that illustration into how we do in our, the words you said was our leadership?
Yeah, because I think I'm trying to recall the last show, but we talked about passing the baton.
Yeah, it's about legacy and things like that.
Yeah, and we talked about those in looking to get the baton,
Yeah,
and those reaching to give the baton, and generations. And so obviously we know that the generation ahead of us, they're looking to reach the baton to us. And I think almost what we saw from the U.S. is what we've been experiencing.
Got you.
In the church, and kind of what we were talking about as a whole, where it's always somebody running together and we keep getting disqualified. And the mission for the kingdom is not being met because the runners are being disqualified.
Got you.
And somebody else is winning the race.
Got you.
When it comes to that. And yeah, you see that. But it's continuously happening, and it's happening with generations.
True.
And it's because, for instance, you got a group of people, they call ministry by playing hip hop music. What is that? Or because it's this, or because it's that. And so because we wouldn't like the fact of how your response is to the music we play or the worship that we do, we'll take off and run without you.
Yes.
We'll take off. We'll do it on our own. That's why you got so many young leaders, ministers that will start off in the church. I've been one too. That will start off there. You ain't cooking. Boom, I'm out.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
But I mean, even from behind, even those from because even though the one behind was to hand it off, obviously they ain't been working out together.
Right.
Something that had to have
you.
happened. There was some form of a breakdown.
Yes.
To where, you know what I'm saying? And so I think all that is happening in the mix.
Okay. So, my experience before, mostly notable, before we got to Exceed, was I was in First Baptist with my dad in Georgetown.
Shout out to Pastor Glass. We love you, Dad.
Yes, sir. San Francisco. I didn't think I was going to bring him up today, but I wore the shirt. So,
There it is.
However.
Mustard on the beat. Go.
Right. I'm going to have to do my stuff.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite part of that song. But there was a time there, like exactly like what Matt was saying, where the one that has the baton is running, but then the one who's about to take it, there's a point where they got to match speeds, and they got to match speeds for that, you know what I'm saying, for that time, for that exchange. If one going too slow, he gonna get left. If one going too fast, he gonna leave the time. So there was a time while I was at First Baptist with my dad, and during that time, from the outside in, one could say the church would look like finna like basically fall apart. Right? But there was a point to where the people saw me and him almost the same.
Y'all seeing eye to eye, basically.
Yeah. He could go and be like, Ray got it. Or if I wasn't gonna be there, it was like it wasn't like a
drop off.
It wasn't a drop off at all. And I believe that was an example of that. That also me on the outside looking into it. If I'm watching myself do that, you could easily be like, "Bro, ain't you finna go over there and do what now? Like you, where are you at?
You got this right here in front of you."
We asked this when we was going over. It's black people in Georgetown, and listen, you'd be surprised.
They there.
Hey, you'd be surprised how many black people show me. But in it was definitely like that, and I believe what we've been able to do is reasonably exchange that baton, because I'm not the same person that I was when I was at Georgetown right now. So it's a whole different
vibe.
Yeah, I'm running in a different
inner visions.
Right.
Inner visions.
When it happens properly, and actually all of us kind of got a similar, you know what I'm saying, experience.
Character arc.
Yeah, so like
backstory.
Once that happens and it happens properly, is to me it was like getting shot out of a
cannon. Yeah.
Yes.
So I didn't watch the men's because what's the boy name with the Pokemon cards and the nail paint? Noah Lyles. He kind of let me down. How you losing your event, bro?
He had COVID, bro.
Man, I don't want to hit.
He had the vid.
Sit out.
He won one of them, didn't he?
He won the 100.
Okay.
Yeah, he won the
chest
fastest.
hair.
Right, he won the fastest, man, but he didn't win his event.
Okay.
He said the 100 was his mistress and the 200 was his wife.
He cheated.
Wow, he cheated, and he
with the Jamaican girl.
Right. So, but when I watched the women, what I saw was that the person with the baton have to do their best running when it's time to pass the baton. What is the training for if you get DQ'd?
Right.
So you got to do your best running when it's time to pass the baton.
Yes.
So dare I say I have to run my fastest, my hardest, my most controlled, my most disciplined when it's time to hand it over.
Yes.
Most of the predecessors that we've seen, this is why I thank God for all of our father units. We didn't see that.
Yeah.
When it was time to pass the baton, the person kept running with the baton.
Right.
And then when they seeing who they should have handed off to running beside them, like, what you doing?
What you doing here? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now you got some batonless runners out here.
Yeah.
Where would Elisha have been if he didn't see Elijah taken up? He'd have been still stuck on the other side of the river. Like, you can't get past. Like you can't, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
So the best running is done. And like you said, they gotta be lockstep. What I saw from the women, because they used to do the baton where they run and they just put it in the back of their hand. What I saw from the women, they was turned looking at the person while they coming up.
Yeah.
So they can get on the same step.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a revelation in itself. I'm still looking at you until you tell me it's time to go.
Right.
I still got you in my purview. I don't care what's going on around me. It's just me
That's it.
and you.
Yeah.
Almost watching them all the way
all the way around. I'm watching your whole journey,
Yeah.
so I know what kind of pace. Man, y'all gonna make me throw my bag in here.
It's
Bro.
it shows
ahead,
that no matter how great you are as an individual, you will cause your team to lose. Because once your leg ends, your teammate is supposed to go against the other fresh legs. If I'm faster than you, but I'm running against him, and he passes it to you, my speed is not going to be able to compete with your fresh legs.
Right.
I may be faster, but you got more wind because you're starting here. I started way back there.
Yeah.
So now the enemy has technology and things that you don't understand, but you're still trying to run against this fresh stuff that you don't understand, so you can't even compete. You don't even have the tools necessary to compete with the fresh legs of this generation.
Yeah.
That's
So
why it's empty now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's exactly.
Having ChatGPT right beside him.
Hey, that computer can preach, boy. I tell you.
Say hallelujah.
Hey, just proofread that joint. It might go off the rail.
Get up there and talk about Reverend Skynet.
Hey, Reverend Skynet.
It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening. Just accept it. It's happening. It's happening.
Skynet.
Of a guy that wrote down when he was supposed to hoop in his message and actually read the part that said hoop right
He
here.
didn't say hoop.
Yeah.
He didn't say hoop right here. Nah. Nope.
Listen, bro.
Nope.
That's it right there.
Nope.
That's it right there.
That is the end
hoop
of your
right here.
notes.
No.
Have a seat.
In
You're
bold
done.
letters. This is where you are.
Wow.
Can I get an amen? I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen that.
Ask for crowd participation.
I'm telling you.
Exhort.
That's bad.
ChatGPT, man,
Exhort.
it's clutch, though. I'm telling you,
But
it's clutch. At
the
the right time.
the technology is a perfect example of a new, you know what I'm saying, a fresh
Yeah.
perspective, a fresh take that if you don't have a handle on it, it's a certain demographic that you can't.
No matter how good you were in your day,
No, you can't.
it
you can't do
doesn't translate.
You can't
But
do it.
but I think I love the fact that, Jonathan, when you mentioned about keeping your eye on it, because you get a view of how they did it, and you can add it to how you do it too. If you're not watching how they're doing it,
Right.
then you almost, when we were talking about music and introducing our kids to old school music and having them get an idea of where it comes from. Because you get a lot of this redundant stuff that we hear today where it's like, man, y'all all sound the same, rather than watching someone and how they're pacing their self. And, I see how you do it. Now, when I launch off, I'm going to take some of what you got and add it to what I know now into today. And so I think that I think it's important to include the two. And I think that's what's being missed, that bridge.
The pass off, bro.
Yeah.
If I'm not focused on the baton when it's coming to me, then that means the baton isn't what's important.
Come on.
I'm more concerned with my agenda and my
go.
leg.
I gotta
You know
go.
what
I
I'm
gotta
saying?
go. Yeah.
But if the baton doesn't cross the finish line,
Right.
That's right.
it's not a race no more.
Yeah.
So me looking at it, coming from you
Right.
to see how you care for it,
Right.
to see how you held it, it makes. My goal is not running at this point. It's taking what you gave me and getting it to the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like even with Exceed, 1281 80 Drive Route to Illinois.
Let's go. Let's go.
Even with that, bro, I took what my parents
you go.
gave me, bro.
Right. That's right.
And my goal is to take it to the part where and the Lord says, this part is done.
Yeah.
You can keep running or you can watch somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's all it's ever been about.
And there
it's
was a time where you had to watch them do
the whole time, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It when I encounter certain people, right? And I was just talking to somebody on the phone about this when I was coming in. I know what it means when you gotta serve your parents.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know what that means. Like I did it at an extreme level. I was driving back and forth from Chicago and then still serving in Rantoul. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it means to do that, and I know what kind of ties that puts you know what I'm saying? I'm helping my dad in Chicago. I'm helping my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm preaching 2 Sundays out of the month in 2 different locations. In one location, they saying that they show up when they know I'm coming.
Yeah.
Disrespecting my dad. You understand what I'm saying? And then in the other location, they want to tell me, do whatever you want to. Trying to see, well, why your mama just don't make you the pack?
Yeah.
Shut up.
What are you talking?
You don't know what spirit you are.
don't. You don't.
I'm serving until it's my time.
That.
Bro, I'm sitting there waiting for it to be put in my hands.
That right there.
Transfer zone.
That's the exchange.
Because if I take it,
You disqualify yourself.
That's why that's why I put myself out there, and I'll say I've stepped off.
right.
I've launched off because people will put those things
They
in your
put it
head.
in your head, bro.
They'll put that stuff. This is you.
Yep.
You to this and
Yep.
that, and
Yep.
you begin to eat on that stuff, and you have to be mindful of that. You're right.
Right.
You're right. 100%.
So something. Matter of fact, it was like a joke when I said it, but I think I said it to both of y'all because both of y'all was ministering at this particular church in different ways, and I think I said, "Now watch out when you go over there. You know they'll make you the pastor."
The Woody. That's what we're going to call it, the Woody.
So it was a joke when I said it,
Hey, bro.
but
It's
you so look at it. You would have people that ain't even in your lane
Right.
trying to give you they baton.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's right.
you got Jamaica trying to get an American.
Yeah.
The
right.
baton is like, nah.
With a box of batons.
it-
Like, pick one.
Yes.
Whichever baton you
Yeah,
want.
you so good. You can, hey,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
however you want to run.
Yeah.
What race is this?
But I think even
But-
going back to identity,
Right.
what he
Yeah.
mentioned,
Right.
Yeah, bro.
knowing that in ministry.
Yes, because if you don't, anybody can come up and give you, be like,
Yeah.
hey, take this and run with
Yeah.
it, and you would
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
But that ain't ain't who you supposed to be. That's not.
Right.
You took
What?
the wrong baton.
Yeah.
That's
Like
why it's so important, and I'm gonna let you go. That's why it's so important that you do your best running when it's time to pour, bro.
Yeah.
And you got to, because guess what? Somebody get a word in their belly. God has given them a call, and the first person that come up to them is normally the seducing spirit.
Yeah.
Like, let me go ahead and you got something in you. You should start posting something on YouTube.
You so anointed. You so anointed.
See it all over.
I see God all in. Well, I know he told me that I had something.
Yeah.
But see, that's when it's time to pass. Every time somebody raises up, that leader is equipped to pour into that person, and that's like, never mind. I ain't gonna.
Right, I think you said enough.
Yeah, I'm
Because
done.
I mean, this whole idea of the calling and getting the call and everything.
Yeah.
The problem is when people get the call, air quote, if you
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
When they get that call, it's almost like, how do I say this without being rude?
Just say it, bro.
It's like when you get when I call
Tell them we made
Xfinity,
you do it.
Right.
or when Xfinity called me and I don't know what this person is saying on the other end of the phone.
Yeah.
And the whole time they talking, I'm like, yeah. And then I hang up the phone. I'm like, I don't know what they just said, but I was just saying, yeah.
Right.
And it's almost like that with God, where guys like give me that call. You like, yeah. And the only thing you hear, I'm going to be preaching.
That's it.
That's it. I'm going to
it.
be a preacher. And what I had to realize for me, it's not like for Matt, like I can do that, but I know where I partner with God and the kingdom is able to be touched, and it's taking years to be able to do it. It's either this type of setting right here, what we're doing, or it's in the room one-on-one. And I know that on the pulpit, God moves too. God could do anything. God use a donkey.
True.
But for the most part, where when I believe God was speaking, and I think for a lot of people, all I heard was what I wanted to hear, rather than God be like, man, you got some, because I did the radio show. We started that back in 2014. We were doing this in 2014, but I wanted to do what I thought I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And so it's funny how doing that you'll drive away from it, but now here I am full circle right back because I've grown to learn that you have to be patient, you have to be observant, you have to be willing to listen to what God is saying rather than listen to what you want.
Write it down.
Yeah,
That's a bar.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a bar.
I think we kind of got to define what the baton is. Because
Okay.
a
Let's
lot
do
of
that.
times you think the church is the baton. Like
Now, when you say church,
the actual building with
Okay.
the chairs and
come on.
and the people or the lack
Touching
thereof.
something now.
And so if you don't take over this building, then it's like, what are you doing?
You're not taking the baton.
Yeah, you're not taking the baton, but it's
How
like,
could you not?
what is the actual baton?
It's the kingdom.
There we go.
Go ahead.
Kingdom responsibility.
Yeah.
I think it's just recognizing
There we
it's
go.
not about building.
That's right.
It's not about nothing else, but it's having a kingdom focus. It's a kingdom focus. That's all. That's all that it is. I think that's
armor
all it's.
bearer.
I think, and I think at one point when you hear that call, it's all the stuff that comes, the building, the this, the this, and you think that's the baton. Are you gonna pass me that?
Right.
Rather than you passing me the kingdom, because in reality you passing me work.
Right. And I think that's very important that Jordan said that.
Man.
And that the way I am teaching my kids about God, it's like he, him, okay, you. It's gonna be some ability that you're gonna have, and your job is to take them abilities and just give them to him. That's
right.
if I can get you to do that, because that's what I'm doing. If I can get you to do that behind me doing that, then we'll be all right, for a little while. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not quote unquote building a church to give to my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not building a ministry. I'm not. I'm not.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
this is your legacy.
Yeah, no. I'm not trying to build a empire or something like that. Yeah, I'm not trying to build a whole empire so that I can give it to my kids and then they carry on the empire. To me, that would be my kingdom that I just want to stay in the earth.
No.
Which, if you in the kingdom of God, it's a kingdom already happening that's going on. It's been moving this whole time, and you got to get into what's going on in that kingdom.
There you go.
And that's I want to teach my kids that. You need to find out how to get busy in the kingdom, not just out here. But if you in the kingdom out here, gonna see that, and then that's how it's gonna work.
right.
But to be like, you gotta, like, I'm not gonna make my kids cut hair.
Right.
I'm sure they're gonna be able to, just cause.
They're going to see it all
Yeah,
the time.
but I'm not gonna be like, hey, bro, I'm retaring tomorrow.
This is your shop.
Yeah, this is your shop. Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Can't sell the shop, Cal.
And now when Buddy was like, you can get a trim and some trim. Old Kirby.
Forgot something. Hey, Cal.
But
Oh, my God.
I'm not, that's
Come.
to like the pass on, you know what I'm saying, the baton, it ain't,
Sorry, bro.
The baton. Come on.
it's not gonna be the physical. It can't be physical.
It can't be physical.
You can't point to and be like, look, I'm finna give you this.
Right.
And you're gonna take, it can't be physical. It has to be some kingdom principle thing.
I don't think I've ever said this on air, but I'm going to say it now. So it was never my personal intention for Exceed to be in Rantoul.
Come on. Come on.
I was looking at a place in Champaign, and I know business-wise, church planting-wise, if I did it at this place in Champaign in particular, we would have been quite formidable on the church scene. I'll say it that way. But when it was time for me to do what God called me to do,
Right.
everything that my parents had given me was pressing on me to start.
Right.
And in starting, it was take that off their hands. It wasn't, hey, we gonna give this to you. It was like, at this point, this is the way you gotta do it.
You take it.
Because they had got to the point where we running at the same speed.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Like we run, literally running at the same speed. And now, dare I say, and I say this with the utmost humility, what God has been able to do at that place, they weren't going to be able to get it done.
Right. Right. Right.
And now, looking at it from a business sense, what I've done makes the place more lucrative. And it would have never been done here.
Right.
Because the place I was looking at, they were talking about $18,000 a month.
My God.
A month.
My God.
A month.
My God.
A month. And this is in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Jeez.
18 a month is crazy.
I have to pass that play one more time.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey,
It feel light.
Put it on a hoverboard and just sit it around. Listen, bro. Man. Hey, don't mind.
Roomba offering is
Right,
crazy.
It's just gonna
drop it
keep
in
going.
there.
It's just gonna keep going the whole time.
Right. It'll get to you. It's going to get it off.
Roomba offering. Y'all need to look into that, man. Yeah. That might be cracking in the church. Yeah.
Drop it on the floor and collect it.
Right. Hey, bro. So, I mean, that was the I ended up taking on 2 batons
Yeah.
because that building,
Got you.
that's
So in your case, it was a physical.
That was
something
that was
physical
their
to be
real
passed.
estate.
Okay.
Church ran 2 real estate.
Yeah.
House in Florida.
Yeah.
Real estate. House in Chicago. Real estate. By unfortunate circumstance, I'm the only heir.
Yeah.
So it's either take it on and let it fall apart,
Yeah.
or take it on and put it to good use. And so, but what they gave me was ministry.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The building came with
Yeah.
the ministry,
Yeah.
but what they gave me was something so pure.
So that was the baton.
Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, the way I care for people, I only got that from them.
Got you.
The way I care about God's people, I only got that from them. Only where it's kingdom over everything,
Yeah.
I got that from them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But they were like, hey, we also got this, and we trying to figure God told me if I don't take it from you, I'm stupid.
Yeah. God called people stupid.
Bro, he called me stupid.
Well, yeah.
Come on.
You got the skill set too of and this is where you add your knowledge and who you are, your business knowledge, how to move stuff around, how to do all that. But you got that kingdom from your parents, and I think that's where the struggle is. Either from our generation observing, because you said you got all that because you watched,
Right.
You studied, you stayed silent, you didn't make a move, right, and you served.
There you go.
But then it's also not being given too. Like those things, even if I'm watching, even if I'm studying, and I'm like a little kid just watching, because you know it's funny. Like my kids, man, I can't tell you how many times I done turned around. I'm doing my thing, and I turn around, and my kids just watching. Man, they just be watching. It's funny. It's like they just staring, and that's almost what you're saying. You have to be where you're studying, but there could be times where, as a parent, Man, what are you looking at? Why are you watching?
Get away
Go look
from
at
me,
something.
bro.
Go do something
Yeah.
else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go find something to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in that moment, and it's because, you know, maybe you embarrassed, maybe you dancing, maybe you singing or whatever, maybe you're doing something, and you catch them studying you at that moment, or maybe you're doing something you don't want them to see. I don't know.
Right.
But
You hit on something right there, bro.
but what happens is you shut that moment down, and there's so many people, especially when we're talking ministry, where I'm watching you, I'm studying you. I may be even copying you, and you may even see something that say, don't copy me or whatever, but the way that you say it, your tone, your delivery, the way that you say it shuts it down where it shuts everything down, and I'll just go ahead and launch off and do it on my own.
Right.
When ministry starts to have agenda, that's when you mess up.
Yep.
Because what it ended up being, the reason why I got into serving my parents is because I reached a point in God wherein all I cared about was what he told me I had to do. In whatever capacity. If I'm just the usher at the door, if I'm the gatekeeper, like I'm just, as long as I'm on the inside, whatever I got to do. Dad, you want me to do praise and worship? Okay. You want me to be vice president of the choir? Okay. What? Everything he asked me to do, I did it. Being vice president of the choir is what got me my wife.
Look at that.
Hey,
Look at that.
let's go.
So if
Thanks, Dad.
Right. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you serve in the same race, that's where it changes, because I only wanted to serve because I realized y'all running the same race I'm running.
That's right.
And once I realized that, it's like, I ain't trying to be better than nobody. I'm just trying to make sure that what I'm doing, he say, well done. That's it. Like, if I live my life and I don't make it in, I'm going to fight somebody. I'm going to be the worst candidate in hell because I'm ripping. Where's your manager? Where's your manager? Bro, I'm not going. So I've seen so many other people drop it because they don't realize you running in the same race. Right. Like, fellowshipping with Pilgrim? Yes. Told Pastor Parks the other day, yes. He like, don't come up here teaching that. If anybody come in your pulpit talking doctrine, then you never have them come back again. Preach the Bible. That's it. That's all. If you tuned in with God, he gonna tell you what you need to tell the people. Ain't about what. Kingdom. That's it, bro. And so when I realized that I'm running a race, like you gotta understand your predecessor's heart.
Okay.
Because once I understood, like, oh, y'all real. Y'all really care about the
do
people.
this.
Y'all not trying to fleece the people. You not trying. That's all I see. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. See, y'all need help. Whatever you want me to do, I got you. And so, and that's what, from that point on, I'm serving until they say, you know what, go. You got it.
So you got your wife. So your daddy plugged you with your wife.
Inadvertently. Yes, he did. Inadvertently, just because I was serving.
You see that how we segue to different things.
Come on.
Because I gotta celebrate. I almost forgot.
You almost.
I almost did, but I didn't. Because I'm catching up on it right now. Even though it was last week.
Come on.
11 years.
Let's go.
11 of them. 11 of them. Shout out to the wife.
Yeah.
We got 11 of them in.
Hey.
It's been a good summer though. It has been a good summer. We were talking yesterday, and I was telling her about we did our Hawaii trip.
Come on.
See, I got my,
Hawaii is
that
my
loud
vibe,
yeah. That was a whole vibe. We did the whole family trip to Oklahoma, see my sister and everything. So, summer was good.
Yeah.
How's your summer?
Summer is great.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We got
Beautiful,
our 11th
man.
year coming up on the 24th.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what you got planned?
Nothing really. No, I always keep something up the sleeve, but we got to go to Atlanta in September. We You know, I just I rebooked the Florida Keys trip.
Rebooked
We
it.
booked
then.
it.
Come on.
It was that good.
Yeah,
Dry
we
up
couldn't
all
go
that
the first
water,
time.
guys.
We couldn't go the first time, but I rebooked it, so we're gonna go the week of what is it? Thanksgiving.
Do she know this already?
Oh, she knows.
Okay.
Yes.
So I got a question.
Yeah, hopefully I got some advice or some.
So
commentary.
and I get this from my my wonderful barber, Mr. Ray Glass.
Ray Glass.
He's got some game.
Dr. Reverend.
You know, he's got some he's got some game.
Yes, he does.
And so he does the date night stuff. So I be getting a lot of ideas and stuff from y'all.
Yeah.
But let's talk about date night. Trying to be, you know,
Okay.
you're trying to be
Okay.
good, godly men.
All right.
Trying to,
All right.
But we got to take the wife out, right?
You do.
We're natural born hunters.
Yeah.
You do.
We're always on the prowl.
Okay, I
I'm
see.
always on the prowl.
Right.
for it.
See where
You
you're
got to
going.
be on the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how do you stay on the hunt while married? You know, I don't want to just catch my prize and then just mount it and just put it on the wall and just have it sitting
Depends
there.
on the mount.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Ministry in that
Yeah,
mountain.
I don't want to do that though. You don't. We ain't talking about that. We ain't
It's
talking
another
about
type
that.
of mount.
I'm talking about I don't want to just walk in the house, look at it, and then keep going.
A statue,
you know?
a trophy.
I
You don't want a trophy.
Yeah, you know.
He doesn't want
I
a trophy.
got to stay on the hunt.
Yeah.
And so,
My God.
so how do you, as a man of God, you know, try to stay focused with, you know, taking your wife out, dating her?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how do you stay in the mix? Should I say? What type of game do you use? You use lines, all that stuff. Music. Preacher man, just trying to get some ideas.
I legit. I legit. I keep it a buck. I keep it real funky with my wife because I was very unrefined when we started to, you know,
Court.
court.
There you go.
So I was very unrefined. So if I completely lose that component of me, we gonna have a problem. So it's always we gonna go somewhere. Now, granted, this past year has been a little bit more difficult because of Lauren.
There you go.
But now that she's walking
baby.
and you know she's we're resuming date nights more.
Come on.
You know, so
Come on.
Is
that Like-
a weekly thing or?
we for right now we trying to get it whenever we
Whenever,
can get
yeah.
it. It's like, hey, you know what? Somebody watched the baby for 3 hours. Let's go
Somebody.
somewhere.
Somebody.
You know what you want? You want? Hey, I'll pay for a room. Let's.
Somebody.
Hey,
What's wrong with that room,
Come
bro?
on.
hey, bro.
Listen.
I'm sick. Hey,
Listen.
man.
Yes, indeed.
I can't.
Right
hey,
in town too.
And right.
in town.
Hey, which one you want? Hyatt Place, Hampton Inn and Suite. What you want? What you want? Cause
Yeah.
As long as the roof ain't red.
I know, we still go
It was
with-
a date.
Hey, we go.
Money
You
was
want some?
spent.
Right. Hey, the dowry was paid. I need. Hey, bro, but real talk. Hey, you want to order in? You want me to take you somewhere?
Yeah.
Bro, whatever I got. Let's go to the movie.
Yeah.
Anything, bro. I got the pool table in the crib, so we can just go downstairs and shoot pool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I got to look just because we need some place to.
To be. Yeah.
And just do. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got at work. I pop up. What you doing for lunch? Boom. Let's go.
There we go.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? She was at the what's the thing at the mall when they was giving out the book bags for the Unit 4.
Yeah.
I popped up there like, hey, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? What time you get lunch?
Yeah.
So we went to lunch with Pastor Vic and Pastor Courtney.
Right. Right.
You know, and it ain't no kids around. It just
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you can find that time, I make that time. You know, because it's more on me now because I'm doing more community-based and philanthropic efforts. I don't have a real schedule. Notice how that's a fancy
what
way
you
of
did.
saying I ain't working right now.
He ain't got no job.
Let me ask you this: you still running game though? You still using?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of lines?
Line.
So you see your wife, you ain't seen her yet. This is your first time seeing her.
Mm-hmm.
What you saying?
This is my first.
Spot now. You
Listen, it depends on which angle I'm looking at her from.
Hey.
looking at her from, we going,
From the front.
It's Sunday. It's still Sunday.
Hey, be like, hey man, what you doing with them freckles? Hey, how you get them freckles? Huh?
Let's go.
You know the people paying for them
It worked.
freckles. Let me see
It
where
worked.
you at here. Come over here.
Yeah, it
Come
worked.
over here. Like, hey, I snatch you up and kiss her in front of people. She
Yeah.
PDA get her so uncomfortable. But hey, bro, I'll be on that. Like, I
You know
still
what?
be a goon
Gotta
with my
grab
wife.
them
Like,
back
hey,
pockets.
This is-
Can you minister and do that though?
yeah,
hey, I'm gonna tell you.
because
He
she
do.
my ministry.
He do.
She my ministry.
Look, he be on some. Everybody raise your right hand. Come here. Come now.
Right over here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Like, what you doing? Hey, we be in service. You want, because you do it
Yeah.
for me.
right.
You see, in some circles,
Hey, bro, they ain't
Man,
they ain't right.
that stuff is
Right.
like, is it happening? Is it not happening?
They ain't.
Yeah,
It got
hey,
you.
for sure.
I love my wife. I almost said a word. I dare somebody try to step to my wife. I dare.
It's a not so much a display, but it's like if me and my wife in the same spot, like ain't nobody gonna not say them two not here together.
Yes.
Right.
Even if
you gonna know.
even if you
Right,
ain't talking
right.
to us,
You gonna
at
know.
the same time,
Right.
like you gonna
She move like me.
yeah, something gonna happen in there when you gonna be like, I think
We move like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like,
How do you? I like that because I feel the same way. But how do you establish? How do y'all establish that, or how have y'all established that within your relationship?
For me, I think it's the pursuit of actually being one with your spouse.
yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like most of the stuff we do, like we come up with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely things that I favor and things that she favor. But when we decide what we gonna do, sometimes I'll be like, I know you would like that, so let's go do that.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. I know you would like that, so we should probably go do that. So it's less number of times where one of us make the decision for what we gonna do. And it's way more times where we say, hey, what you think about this? And even if that's whack, like, nah, what about this one? And we both could be like, nah, that one look fire.
Yeah.
And after a while, I'll be like, hey, what you think about this? And she'd be like, somebody just text me that. Hey, what you think about going over here? Somebody just told me.
That, yeah.
So it'd be more like after you actually wanting to know your spouse in that way. Like I'm trying to know so much that she don't even gotta speak, and I know what she finna
Exactly.
say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So-
Where that's still a pursuit, because that must
Right.
still be saying some stuff. I'll be like, I was just trying to sleep.
So, so it's almost going back to the relay race. You're always watching.
Always. Always.
I mean, you're always watching.
You have to.
But you're always racing because the marriage is always going. It don't never stop. So the difference,
the one.
the difference between like you never just you pass the baton, but then you stop and you wait.
You watch them run.
Then you pass the
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the person you watch the person running.
Yep.
And then you waiting.
Yep.
And so it's the back and forth thing.
Definitely.
This is what I would say. I love. I love my parents, right? And the relationship and the marriage they had didn't reflect the love that they had for each other,
Got you.
right? And so, and that was because ministry put a strain on their marriage, right? And so, before I had ministry, I had my wife. So
That's
I
a
got
bar.
married to my wife, and then ministry, right? So, if I can't care for my wife the way she needs to be cared for, how can I care for God's people?
That's a bar.
So if the church is God's bride and it's not my bride, then I got to do a certain level of, what do you call it, stewardship over something that doesn't belong to me. And so when I look at my wife, I love her. Like, she know that we'll never be apart. And she know I ain't thinking about cheating. She ain't thinking about cheating. So it's never going to happen. So at this point, it's about what can I do to make you happy? What can I do to keep you happy? What can I do to... And so it's like...
And y'all both saying this.
And that's how we...
Yeah.
I ain't doing nothing. So I go to Cousin's Maine Lobster and I bring her food. Walk right into her... Yup, you the only one that got it. I stood in that line, sweated in that line, and now you got it. Because you working. We can't go on no date right now. You in the middle of... I got you. And so it's those types of... Even if I can't go out on a date with her, let me show you that I'm still thinking about you. This just hit my timeline. Boom.
Booyah.
Send this to somebody you know that owe you a date night. Boom. Yeah, like that little stuff. Even when she doing everything she got to do, because when I start working, I be so busy, she can't. It just behind the baby. So it's like that push, bro. Yeah. It's a push. It's going to be a constant push. Just like I push for the kingdom of God, I push harder for her. Because if I can't take care of her, if I can't, listen, man. Listen, and when she tell me something ain't right, I gotta pick up on them cues.
Shut it down.
If when her telling becomes a yell, that means I missed it. Let me go back and fix every step that led up to this yell.
You got to.
Got to.
I'm still learning all this stuff because I'm not
How
naturally.
long y'all been married, bro?
Oh boy.
bad.
No,
My bad.
7 years. Yeah, 7 years.
Okay.
But I'm not naturally romantic.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do.
Like you ain't popping up with the flowers, all that type stuff.
No.
Yeah.
I never was like that. Even before I got married, like I didn't do a lot of like girlfriend. Like I messed with girls, but not. We wasn't. Yeah, we wasn't.
We picking up what
Yeah,
wasn't
we
like
not
that.
walking through the mall though.
Right,
Like we not. Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
The mounting.
Right.
That's it.
The Mount of Olives.
Yeah.
So I'm learning all this stuff, and like recently, and you was asking how our summer is going, and we just got our third house.
Come on.
So we actually working on getting that together. But
Oh wow.
what?
This guy.
This guy.
But that's the thing. It's not me. It's her. And so what I'm learning now is how to be supportive and like elevate her in her element. Because what happens with church a lot of times and why it drives the relationships apart because it elevates one and not the other. Yeah. And you get used to, as the man, the pastor, the prophet, the preacher, being the most important person in the room.
Right.
And it's like, now she's operating in her element.
Yep.
She's operating in her space, and I have to be good with and be supportive in being the
other guy.
the help.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were sitting at the table and during the closing, and the lady was like, do you understand how this works? I'm like, nah, but she do. Like, I don't have a clue what's going on right now, but she knows what's going on right now. And I think being in that space is really helping me to just, like you said, watch her as she runs her part of the race.
Yeah, bro.
And it helps the teamwork element to see that she's got just as many gifts and capabilities as I have. It's just in different spaces. So we go into church and it's like Jordan, but it's like over here, I ain't know. I don't have a clue what's going on. Yeah. But I have to give her that feeling that I get when I walk into a church setting. So I'm learning that, and it's a new experience, but it's
big for the team. Is what it is.
It's huge.
It's huge for the team when both parties can feel recognized in the space. It is huge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it to you like this, bro. Because Michael was a celebrity when I got here, bro. Like, if you don't know who my wife is now, you know. But Michael was a celebrity when I got here, bro. She was a teacher at Franklin. She had the step team. Step team was performing at Champaign-Urbana Day. Like, she was known. She grew up in the area. You know what I'm saying? So then when she went into the principalship and all, like, when you step outside of the church and you say her name, 9 times out of 10, you know who she is or you know her sisters. You understand what I'm saying? So in ministry, it was different because ain't nobody really know me. People knew me elsewhere. They knew me in Chicago. They knew me in Alabama. They knew me in Detroit. They ain't know me here. You know what I'm saying? So now they know her in that capacity. So they're like, well, when she gonna preach?
Right.
Asking you.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I want her to preach all the time because y'all just don't know what she got up in her. You know, so it's like you're saying, that support and that push is so big, bro. And because when I don't know all that stuff about education, I'm starting to learn stuff just by being in the spaces and talking and you know what I'm saying? But when she in her element, bro, she
Yes, sir.
Bro,
yes,
and it's
sir.
like
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You made me fall in love with you.
You know, hey, I think knowing and accentuating like the like talent level or gifting level of your spouse. Like knowing that in all of the spaces that our wives be in, like people looking for them in those spots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She not just like, I just told her the other day, I'm like, you not a teacher. Like, even though you teach.
Right.
Like, you know how to make relationships with kids
Yes.
that other grown-ups don't know how to do. So when somebody sees you teaching, they watching you do something that they can't do.
There you go. There you go.
And they trying to find out how to do what you just do.
There
like
you go.
She naturally do that. So I'm like, I'm trying to be like, hey, you actually like that for real. Like, you do this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bigger up.
This how you cold at that. So they need to come ask you how to do that.
Right.
Matter of fact, you should write something to tell them, hey, this is how I do what I do because I'm this cold. Not like, what? You really are that good. But being able to let them know, like, hey, you like that at what you do. For real.
Yeah, I tell my wife all the time, man, you can make money off yourself.
I'm telling
Like,
you.
for real. Like, you don't sell yourself enough. So, yeah, for sure. I agree. Man, we down to the end now. We got 5 minutes.
Hey.
So.
Four.
Yeah,
Four.
they gonna cut in.
F-O-U-1?
We said we wanted to do I think you mentioned a prayer about identity or something like that at the beginning. I think that was you.
Did I?
I think
he said something.
the prayer for identity, for the black patriotism, man,
I don't remember.
or not. We still can.
I mean, I
For the
can.
Black Patriots.
We can do it.
I ain't know you're gonna be praying.
We got the.
I mean, like
the apostle in here too.
an exhortation. Hey, watch this. You got a word for the house. I want you to give it.
I need you to prophesy.
Hey, this is not my leg of the race, guys. I'm here to watch my brother run. That's why
I do
I'm
think
here.
though that
Come on.
I think I don't know about. Well, I think we can always pray.
Yeah.
But I think that I think we just need to pray for our country.
There we go,
Bro.
Yeah.
Real
I
talk.
think, I think that
Real
it's just like because the Olympics has been cool. I've been excited about the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's been something that's kind of been a distraction.
Right.
But I know we only
It's
got a few
over.
more minutes.
Yeah, it's
but the
over.
distraction, the smoke is about to clear, and we about to, what
Acting
direction
slow.
we heading.
It's a slow burn.
And it's about to be wild. It's already been kind of wild for the last couple months, but it's like now our focus is back. Now the news is going to be all about, what's about to happen.
Right.
And so I think we just need to definitely pray just for this country because I don't even know what direction we're going.
it's tough.
So.
We gotta keep it live. We gotta do it live. We gotta keep it live. Push everything you heard to the back and side. Turn your speakers up if you feel the vibe. We speaking out the box. Welcome to the tribe, and nothing is off limits 'cause the people need it. We gotta keep it. Come on, vibe with it. We gotta do it. Come on, vibe with it. We gotta keep it. Come on, vibe with it. We gotta do it live.